Welcome back to Say No To Lashon Hara, Day 30. This entire series is being done as a zechut for the refuah shlema fachana ba'atzem afega. The Chafetz Chaim continues to delve into the laws of apeh tlata, which means saying over information in front of three people. The Chafetz Chaim felt that this idea needed to be expressed and elucidated properly because most people actually use this as some sort of a heter, a leniency to be able to speak Lashon Hara. The Talmud tells us, and Rambam quotes the idea that something that was said to apeh tlata in front of three people, there's no Lashon Hara that can come out of that. A person who repeats something that was said to three people is not considered a person who's saying Lashon Hara. But the Chafetz Chaim says, obviously, there are many conditions to what exactly that means. Let's begin with the baseline idea. Why would such an idea be true? If I've said something to three people, now those three people want to go and tell it to other people, why would it be allowed for them to say over Lashon Hara to person number 4, 5, and 6? And the concept is built on the idea that something that is told to three people, since those people each have friends, once your statement has been made in a public forum, the public forum being in front of three people, we assume that that information is literally guaranteed to get out. And since the information is definitely going to get out to the public, if someone were to repeat something that was said to those three people, actually he's not really spreading something that would not have gotten spread anyway. So he himself is not damaging the person's reputation any more than if he would have kept his mouth shut, because the public setting of saying something to three people guarantees that that information is going to get out, at least on the surface level. We'll carry on explaining this in the next recording. However, according to this, Rambam explains that if something was heard by three or more people, it's no longer subject to the prohibition of Lashon Hara, because if I tell it to number 4, 4 would have found out about it anyway, because once 3 have heard about it, it's guaranteed to get out. The Chafetz Chaim starts to hit the brakes on what seems to be an all-encompassing leniency. Number 1, the repetition of this information is only allowed if it happens to be that the topic comes up in conversation. Now you're just relating something which is a fact, something which is, so to speak, in the public domain of knowledge, and I'm just saying it over. But even the Rambam, who says apeh tlata would be allowed, even he agrees that a person is not allowed to spread derogatory information if the person's purpose is to be able to spread it further or to embarrass the person. Because the only idea of apeh tlata allowing Lashon Hara is that this information is going to get shared anyway. So if I convey it to person number 4 and person number 4 was going to hear it anyway, I didn't spread it to a person that it was not going to get spread to anyway. However, if intention is to spread it further, to get it spread perhaps faster or wider, or to disgrace the person, that in and of itself makes it more than just information that was going to get to you anyway. That's about me wanting to disgrace someone or me wanting to spread someone. So that would not be allowed. So the only scenario would be is if it would be said over in the context of a conversation, which that is not the point of the conversation. Let's give a scenario for this. A person is saying that someone took money from someone and it was unlawful. And this was said to 3 people. After those 3 people heard it, they went to a 4th person and they said to the 4th person, this person took money illegally. If they were to say only that, that would be forbidden. If they were talking in general about something else, and it was where they were saying, there are many people in the community taking things illegally, and the person would say, yes, Shimon as well took something illegally. There, since the purpose is not to spread it, and the purpose is not to spread derogatory information, that would not be considered spreading Lashon Hara. One final condition for today's recording is that the Chafetz Chaim explains that it's only one of those original 3 that if they say it over to someone else is covered by this leniency of apet lata in front of three. If person A said it to person one, said it to people 2, 3, and 4, and then some random person who heard about it says to themselves, look, if 2, 3, and 4 heard about it, it's going to get out. They do not have the leniency of saying over something that's already, quote unquote, in the public domain, and it will be forbidden for them. And we'll discuss a little bit more why that is in the future recordings.